girl. You know, for days now I've been watching you as you walk by. But I've been afraid to come out and tell you exactly just what's on my mind. Well, I think I'm going out of my head.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dubs Only podcast. We're on episode 15 now. And I just want to say thank you guys who've been watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. I'm trying to grow this podcast to be as big as it can be. I got some special things going on that I've been brainstorming up. Got some people who are going to be involved in this. Just stay tuned. We got some big things going on for this NFL season. And what we're going to be talking about is things going into week 2 of the NFL year. Last week we talked about the Ravens and the Chiefs. This week we're going to kind of go more in depth into games leading up to this week. And let's just go ahead and kick things off. And the first thing we're going to talk about is Thursday night's game between the Dolphins and the Bills. Now, it was a pretty much lopsided game all throughout the whole time, with the Bills dominating. James Cook had himself a hat trick with 3 touchdowns in the first half. Defense was amazing. Von Miller just showing why he's still one of the premier pass rushers. Not as elite as he used to be when he was with Denver, but still able to get there to the quarterback, cause havoc, get some sacks for his team. But other than the Bills dominating the Dolphins, the big thing I want to talk about is Tua Tagoviola, the quarterback for the Dolphins. He suffered another concussion. This is going to be his 3rd concussion of his career. Now, we remember back in 2021, I want to say, when he took on the Bengals on that Thursday night, where he had arguably, if not one of the scariest concussions that we've seen in NFL history, where he was sacked and he hit the back of his head. He had whiplash, hit the back of his head on the field, and was throwing gang signs, but like he was throwing, his fingers were just all messed up right there. And you could tell right there that something was up with him, that wasn't no ordinary type of concussion. That was one that kind of like, it looked like it kind of left a mark on him. And then following that, he had another one, which kind of same thing. He hit his head on the floor, on the field, and just didn't look good, didn't look right. And we've seen that he did take jiu-jitsu classes, learning how to fall correctly, or maybe not jiu-jitsu classes, but he took classes on learning how to fall, how to slide correctly, how to just go down, not take those type of hits, not take those concussions. And last night, what we see was just, yet again, just not going down, fighting for those extra yards. And who it came from, no fault of Damar Hamlin, who we know what he's been known for with the whole heart issue, where he died on the field and was able to come back. But kind of full circle moment where he was the one that actually laid someone out. And the thing with Tua is just, you don't want to see a player like him, or just a person like that, just take those type of hits and still keep coming, because he's only 26 years old. He's still a young guy. He came into the NFL injured with that hip surgery that he got after Alabama when he took the injury there. It's just, does he have the talent to be a quarterback in the NFL for a long time? Yes, he does. But the durability, does he have that? We're kind of seeing that right now. It's just, we know he wants to do it, but the fact that just because your mind says you can do it, your body might tell you otherwise. And in every aspect, your body's going to be the one who's going to have the final say, because your body's the one that's moving, the one that's actually doing all the work, not the mind. And being that this is his 3rd concussion of his career, it's kind of like, do you want to still play football? Does his family still want him to play football? Does the organization still want him to play football? Because a big thing going into this season for Tua was that he signed a 4-year, $212 million contract. So the Dolphins already see him as their franchise quarterback. But if you have a quarterback like this who already has 3 concussions of his career, and significant ones to say the least, do you think over the next 4 years that he's going to be able to stay durable, be able to still fulfill his contract, play all those games? I'm not sure. So it's kind of like, what's next for Tua? What's going to happen? Because we know he's not going to be playing for the next week. How long is he going to be out for? Is he going to be out for a significant amount of time? Maybe 3 weeks, 2 weeks? Because having a concussion is just, you don't want to rush that, because especially with the NFL, there's a lot of injuries that go into it, hard hitting contact sport. And being that already 3 going into his career. It's just, when is enough enough? So what's going to be next for Tua? I don't know. What do I personally want to see from him? I think that he should maybe take about maybe 3 weeks off. Let the brain heal up. Let your body heal up, because who knows? Maybe the next one might be your last one, and your last one in the NFL. So I say be as precautious as you can if you are the Dolphins organization, because you did sign this guy for 4 years, $212 million. You don't want to have your investment already be torn away, be already just done for his career when he's still only 26 years old and still has another, let's say, 7-10 years left in his career. So what's going to happen next, we're going to find out. But big ups to Tua, prayers to him. Hopefully he does come back. We want to see him be able to compete, be able to just fulfill his NFL dream. Yeah, he's been able to do some special things, but we want to see players like that just be able to have longevity in their career. So we're praying for Tua for the Dubs Only podcast. Hope to see you again, man. Now let's go into topic 2, which is going to be another quarterback who suffered an injury, and that's going to be Jordan Love and the Packers. What's going to be next for them? So Jordan Love suffered an MCL sprain. Nothing too significant. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been an ACL. Could have been a PCL. Those would have been season-ending injuries. Instead, it's an MCL sprain, and he's going to be out for the next 3 to 5 weeks. What's going to happen? They have Malik Willis playing now. And with that, we're not really sure what we're going to see from Malik Willis, who was drafted originally by the Titans. They didn't really get to play a lot. They have Will Levis now. And just being that Malik Willis it's his time to kind of go in, get the shine, get the opportunity to show that he is a quarterback in this NFL league, that he can play. We're going to see what he's about. I mean, you have all the weapons there. You have Jalen Reed, who had a big night last week. You still have Christian Watson. You still have we have Dobbs. You have Aaron Jones. Not Aaron Jones. He left. You have Josh Jacobs. You have all these weapons still if you're the Green Bay Packers. So what you're hoping to see from Malik Willis is just not try to be doing too much to be the superstar quarterback or just do too much, but just make the right reads. Don't turn the ball over. Be that game type of manager. If you're able to, if you see a shot, take it. Why not? Take that shot if you do see it down the field. But don't do too much. Kind of just stay in the focus of the offense. I believe in Matt LaFleur. He's proven that he's one of the top coaches in the NFL, one of the great offensive minds in the NFL. So it's seeing that he's going to go from Jordan Love to Malik Willis. I mean, the reason why they brought him here, they see something in him. They see that he has some type of traits like Jordan Love where you can't insert him if something were to go wrong with Jordan Love, which it did. So Malik Willis, let's see how he goes. Now, what does this injury mean for Jordan Love going forward and the Packers? Now, going forward for the Packers, yes, you're going to have Malik Willis, like I just mentioned right there. But what are we going to see from Jordan Love going forward? Because he just also signed an extension this offseason. So they want to be precautious with it. They want to just be safe with it, not rush him too much. They want to know hey, when you're ready, come back. The team's going to be here. But the thing with that is if you do take your time, you have your other teams in the NFC North who are going to gain traction if Malik Willis isn't able to garner up some wins for the Packers, because you have the Chicago Bears who won on last Sunday. You have the Minnesota Vikings who won on Sunday. You also have the Detroit Lions who won on Sunday. So you have the 3 other teams who are 1-0, and you're already one game back. And the NFC North, man, a lot of people have been saying that could be the most competitive division in the NFL because all teams can vie for a playoff spot. Now, we're not too sure about the Bears because we have a rookie in Caleb Williams, but with the talent that we've seen him have in the past in college, is he going to be able to translate that? They had a rough start to week 1, but he's a rookie. It's boom or bust with that team. You also have the Minnesota Vikings with Sam Darnold, who showed out, played a big game, and he was able to just take what he learned from San Francisco, that winning culture, and bring it to Minnesota. We saw that. And then you also have the Detroit Lions, who are the betting favorite to win that conference because you have Jared Goff, you have Amon-Ra, you have Jahmyr Gibbs, Montgomery, You have Laporta, you have that defense, and Anzalone, you have Brian Branch, you have Hutchinson, you have Tyrion Arnold, you have all these players on the Lions. So it's just gonna be, can the Packers garner up wins to at least stay within the race to win the division? We're going to find out. Hopefully Jordan Love can come back sooner than later, because that division is going to be very competitive. And being that you have all these other teams that are going to garner up wins going forward, just can the Packers be able to stay afoot and just be there, and just hopefully when Jordan Love is able to go on a run and be able to secure the division. All right, now we're going to go into topic 3, our final topic of the day. We're going to go into some more quarterback play, which is going to be Justin Fields starting again. Now, coming into this offseason, or going into the season rather, the Pittsburgh Steelers had questions at quarterback. We saw Kenny Pickett was not the choice that they wanted to go forward with. So what did they do? They brought in 2 quarterbacks. They signed Russell Wilson, who I thought that, this is going to be his last chance in the NFL getting a starting job, because when we look at the roller coaster of his career, wasn't expected to do much when he was drafted to Seattle. Originally, Matt Flynn was the original starter, but then he took that from him in training camp, able to go all the way, ride the coattails of the Legion of Boom while he was handling the offense with Marshawn Lynch, Doug Baldwin, all those good players. They won the Super Bowl, went back, lost the Super Bowl to the Patriots. And then you see Russell Wilson became the man, was a franchise player, the face of the franchise. And then you just kind of started seeing a small decline. Then he got traded to Denver, got a big haul from him. And then we saw Denver just went down year 1 with Nathaniel Hackett as the head coach. Just was not a match right there. Then you saw year 2 with Sean Payton, and he played solid, but Sean Payton decided, okay, I just want to start over. I want to get a new rookie quarterback, someone that I can mold into this offense. And so that's what they did. They cut him, and he found his way to Pittsburgh. And going into the season, going into that signing, like I said, this is probably his last chance at being a starter in the NFL. Because when you have a player like that with the Hall of Fame career that he's had, going to 4 different teams, it just doesn't look good. And are we going to see him go to a 5th team? Is there a 5th team that's going to give him that opportunity after what we've seen these last few years? Highly doubt it. I believe teams would rather go younger and just start fresher than go with an aging quarterback such as Russell Wilson. And another player that they brought in that they traded for was Justin Fields. Justin Fields was seen as he was the number 1 pick going into Chicago a few years ago. One of the premier dual threat quarterbacks in the NFL, can run the ball, can sling it. Just didn't have that protection from the offensive line in his time in Chicago. Was rushed the majority of the time, so he wasn't able to stay in the pocket, get those reads like he did in Ohio State. And you can see that Justin Fields relies on his legs more often than he does with his arm, and staying patient and letting the play develop. Because when something goes down and he sees a lane open, he's going to take that lane majority of the time. So coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers, you kind of wanted to see Justin Fields kind of learn from Russell Wilson, kind of just because Russell Wilson, he was a dual threat quarterback. He was able to extend plays, but he was more of a pocket passer, and he still is more looked at as a pocket passer. So you kind of want to see that Justin Fields just learn from Russell Wilson, learn as much as you can, because Russell Wilson has been there and done that. Yeah, he's been on a decline the last few years, but learning from someone who's been there to the big games and won them, I mean, can't take that. You can't take that for granted. And being that Russell Wilson, he didn't start week 1. He had a calf injury, and we saw Justin Fields did not look pretty at all for the Steelers with him on offense. Did not look pretty. If not for them having T.J. Watt and that stout Steelers defense, I believe that the Falcons would have had a day on them. But that wasn't the case. Justin Fields just made enough plays for the offense to get points. Their kicker, man, had himself a day. I want to say he went 6 for 6, just 3 from 50 yards. Dude, Boswell just had a great day going into last week. And you got to, if you're Justin Fields and if you're the Steelers, you want to see more touchdowns than you do field goals. So he's going to have this opportunity going into this week against the Broncos. It's kind of crazy because going into the season, this was probably a game that was circled for both the Steelers and for Russell Wilson himself, because it's a revenge game. He's a team that traded for you, then cut you, and kind of said, go find your own team. We're going to be done with you. So are we going to see Justin Fields play again? It looks like that way from what Mike Tomlin has been saying. Do we want to see Russell Wilson just because the NFL is the greatest storytelling sport out there? I would love to see Russell Wilson play, but it's the longevity thing you want to look forward to. And I think Justin Fields honestly did earn himself another start, because it was his first game, week 1. We just want to see what do we have in Justin Fields? What do we have going forward with him? So him playing against the Broncos, we're going to find out. I'm not too upset about it. I would love to see Russell Wilson just for the narrative standpoint. But if you want to see a development standpoint, then Justin Fields, by all means, is the guy you want going forward in this game, until you see Russell Wilson has healed up and is able to come back. Unless Justin Fields does decide to ball out and just do his thing. So I'm just gonna be interested in that game, and we're gonna see what's gonna go forward into week 3 after this one. Now, like I mentioned, we're gonna have some new segments on here. We're gonna have some more guests, and we're gonna debut a new segment with my friend Zach Ferber. Shout out to Zach for doing this. And this one's gonna be called House Plays, where Zach's gonna be sharing with you his top picks going into the weekend for college football and the NFL, with who should you be placing your money on for betting this weekend. So I'm going to kick this off to Zach. And Zach, just let us know, what's the picks for this weekend, man?
This is going to get a squad. I'll just play next week.
That's a HAUS play. We rich!
All right, thanks for that, Zach. And that's going to wrap up the Dubs Only Podcast, episode 15. Appreciate you guys for watching, tuning in, liking, subscribing, sharing. I can't do this without y'all, so appreciate you guys. Just continue to show the love, support, and we're going to keep doing this, banging out some more videos for y'all. I like it, you guys like it, and we're just going to keep doing it, because all we do is take dubs on this side. So catch y'all next week. Peace.